Hello and welcome to Gaming Gain. My name is Muzz and I learned how to ski. Yes, I spent a week in Italy on a school trip and I managed to learn how to ski. And I guess this is me telling you about it and telling you about the hardships that I went through, because let me tell you, skiing is bloody hard. Jesus. The first day, my hubris, my ego, I guess, get the better of me. I was like, I'll go up on the slopes and I'll be grand. I must have fell about 30 to 40 times, and this is what it looked like. So, yeah, um, tough, tough couple of days early on. I really struggled with, to the point that on the month, so we started on the Sunday, was our first day. So we arrived the Saturday, got our ski equipment, and we arrived on the Sunday to the ski slopes. And to the point of by the morning session, I was like, I am ready to give up. Had lunch, went back out, and then I went into, I guess, what I think is my biggest asset in terms of when I'm training for something, is I just repeat. I'm good at just getting in the zone. And what I found that if I went up the carpet, because I was on the nursery slope, so there was the first carpet took you up halfway, which gave you a little slope, and then the second one took you up to a bigger slope. And I'd done that a few times, and I kept falling. So on the way in, there was a little gentle incline that the kids had started on, and I didn't. So I decided to go back there and practice there, and I was getting a little bit more confident. Went back on the carpet to the first one and went down and fell a bunch more times. So instead of going up the carpet, I decided to just walk up the first slope a little bit and then ski down. And I'd done that honestly about 10 times. And I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. So I went up the first carpet again and I got it. I was like, yes. And then I went up the second carpet and I was like, okay, I can do this. Fell again. So what I was missing was, and I'm going to get technical with the ski jargon. So I need to do a pizza slice, very technical ski term. Instead of what I was doing was chips. So parallel skis. That's what parallel was, what they kept shouting. So to go fast, you keep your skis parallel. To go slow, you make a pizza slice. But also, while you're doing that, you're digging in the inner parts of your skis. So instead of like parallel, you've got them like that, nice and flat. But what I wasn't doing was covering them in light. So as I make the snow plough, I also have to dig in the inner edge. And after the first day, I was like, okay, terrible day. All the kids were laughing at me. I was far and away the worst skier there. Come the second day, bit more confident, starting to really get it with the snow plough. I couldn't do the inner edge yet, but I could do the snow plough, and I could slow myself down enough that I felt confident going down the first carpet slope. And gradually, with practice, I got myself up, and I was able to do all the way down the second carpet, going straight. Now that is a key point, because we start to go back a little bit in terms of my confidence levels once I start trying to turn. Now, if you've ever done skiing, you want to be able to go down the hill like almost like a snake. Like you're turning to control your speed and to, I guess, prolong the experience. I could go down from the top of the second slope all the way down to the first slope, going straight. When I started to turn, oh my days. Again, I was back to square one, falling over, not being in control of myself. It's such a technical thing. I haven't even told you about the ski boots. Ski boots are awful. They're the most uncomfortable piece of clothing I've ever worn, full stop. But they need to be, to obviously protect your legs. But what I, again, wasn't doing was, you need to lean forward when you're skiing to control your speed better, whereas I was leaning back, which meant when I was starting to get faster, because I was leaning back, I was going even faster. So I had to try and learn that. You've got the inners, you've got the, there's so many technical things that you've got to think about. And me, I am not great when it comes to technique. Like physically, speed, strength, power, you've got me. Mind, just gross motor skills, I've got. Kick the ball. Fine motor skills, where you get little details, I struggle with them so badly. And it was the same with skiing. It's the same with skiing. So as the week progressed, I was able to get the turning down on the nursery slope. So bear in mind, we're still on the nursery slopes here. So I think it's the second last day, and I'm with the bottom group, the beginners and the novices, and I can do it. I'm like really good at turning it on the nursery slopes now. Then we go to the bigger slopes. So the nursery slopes are like that, if that, maybe a bit less. The blue slope that we went on was like that, like proper downhill. So when you're doing that, you not only need to snowplow inner edge, you also now need to put all your weight onto your knees and lean into the slope. And then you need to parallel ski across, turn quickly, parallel ski across, which is so advanced for me. I had one go at it, and then we got the chairlift up the next day. The final day? No, the day before. Yeah, so we went up on the chairlift, and I don't know if it was just fear, nervousness, but I just forgot everything, and I was out of control. I was out of control going down this. I think the first part's a red slope, which is difficult, more difficult than a blue slope. I didn't really learn because I wasn't up there, but the instructor out of me. So bear in mind, I'm with another adult and about 8 kids at this time. She was like, "Yeah, you need to walk down," and I've never felt. I've not felt that embarrassed in a long time, and it was the right thing because I was not in control. I was in danger of injuring myself or the other people I was with, so I took it on the chin. But let me tell you, it was a very lonely walk down the hill while other people are skiing past you and making it look like an absolute breeze. And the final day, I just stuck to the nursery slopes because I was like, this is as good I'm going to get this trip. So I did, and I managed to go through the cones, which hopefully you'll see now. So I've done that. But yeah, skiing's tough is what I'm trying to get out of this. Like, skiing is a very tough sport. Like, I managed to get the basics, but see, to jump from the nursery slopes to the bigger slopes is a whole another level of technique, of patience, of leg strength, of concentration. Oh, it was tough. It was but when it did click, when I did go from like falling, to going to staying up, being able to control myself down, and I could turn on the nursery slopes at will, making it look pretty easy, I think. There's no feeling like that. Like learning a new skill and getting that, when it just clicks, when you go back to when you were a kid and something just clicks. Like for me, it just clicked like I went down one run and it just absolutely everything came together that I had been needed to be taught. Obviously the bigger slopes were a different story, but yeah. So I definitely am going to do skiing again. I definitely want to get better at it. I'm not going to be able to. Well, maybe actually I could do it in Scotland. Scotland's got some good ski slopes, so I will definitely be looking at that. But I really enjoyed skiing. I think, I don't know why, because I had such a hard time with it. And you're skiing, like, you spend most of the time going up the hill to come down in like a couple of minutes. Like, going from the top second slope all the way down took about, depending how fast you were going, a minute, 2 minutes at most. Depending how busy it was to get back up, you're maybe looking at like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to get back up there for 2 minutes of run. But very exhilarating. Can definitely see why people loved it. I've always fancied the ski holiday, and I really fancy it even more now that I can do the basics and hopefully get better enough to go on the bigger slopes. But yeah, skiing is hard. Skiing is hard is what I learned. You see me like doing the basics, but the upper slopes, I can't imagine. And the kids were great. The kids were absolutely fantastic. I'm by far and away the worst skier on that trip. And I started that way. I got a little bit better in the middle, but come the end of it, the kids absolutely blew me away. So fair play to them. Fair play to them. But I definitely want to get back to skiing. It's not put me off at all. If anything, it's made me want to really try again and get better at it. So yeah, that is my thoughts, my learning experience with skiing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Despite I'm now a master at getting up. I'm a master at getting up off the floor after a fall. Probably fell well over 100 times over the course of the trip, and didn't put me off once. Well, there was a few times where I was like, I need a break, and it's important to take a break, not to allow it to kind of get too much. Reintroduce yourself. So yeah, have you ever skied before? Let me know down in the comments below. Did you find it as difficult as I did? Probably not. You're probably a natural at it, unlike me. And that's the way I've kind of always been. Like, I've never been. Like, I think I can pick up sports, the basics quite well, but to go to that next level, that's where I've kind of always really struggled with skiing, with sport in general. It's like that next level. Like, I've been a good footballer, but to go to that next level, I need better technical ability. I guess running's always just like, well, there is technical obviously in it, but technique in it, but it's less technique than like football. Volleyball was the same. Boxing, MMA, the same. Like, physically I'm good, but those little details that I think help you win the fights, I struggle. Anyway, it's not about that, it's about skiing. So what's your thoughts on skiing? Have you given it a go? Let me know down below. And with all that said, all that's left to say is any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.